Well, hello everybody. Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerStore.com and DougRuckerSchool.com. Located right here in the Houston, Texas area. We're actually located in Porter, right next to Kingwood. So if you're in the area, stop in, say hello. Love to just chat with you or get to know you or whatever. But my passion is helping new guys get started in this business and help you grow your business. So feel free to call us, text us, stop in, let us know how we can help you. Hey, today I'm going to do a little different video, something I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I'm going to be talking about listening, being a good listener. That's key to building and growing your business. So we'll talk about that coming up next. So one of the things that I am very, very passionate about, I guess you could say, or I think that is very, very important, and I've tried to practice hard all my life and think that I do a pretty good job of it. But I firmly believe that the most important thing that we do in not only our personal relationships, but also our business relationships is we've got to be a good listener. The number one reason I think that most salespeople lose sales, in my opinion, is because they've not been or were not a good listener when they were interacting with the client. That's just, to me, it's just so important. Second, of course, is they did not create value, but that's a whole nother video. But I will say, usually the reason they didn't create value was because they were not a good listener. To me, being a good listener means simply and bluntly to shut up and listen to what the other person is saying. You need to try to resist the urge, and this is a tough one for me when you're talking to clients or customers or whatever you want to call them, to say things like or nod your head in agreement or disagreement or anything else other than just making direct eye contact and simply listening while the other person talks. I heard an old saying a long time ago that the person that listens the most wins. And so that means that the person that talks the most loses. And I mean, not necessarily loses, but you get the idea. The person that's going to listen the absolute most usually is always going to win and come out with a successful, positive outcome. 90% of the time, if you're being a good listener, and you're not interrupting, trying to finish their sentence so you can prove to them that you're more experienced or you're smarter or you know what they're going to say or whatever. If you'll just listen and respond only when asked, then you'll usually win. Being a good listener helps you to understand what the other person's going through, has gone through, and what their desired outcome is. There's an old Yogi Bear quote that says, I think it's you can observe a lot by watching, or you can watch a lot by, I think it's you can observe a lot by watching. Well, you can also learn a lot by listening. A good listener will wait to ask questions, letting the other person you're talking to feel that they're being heard. And it allows you the opportunity to learn why they have the opinion that they have. That's very, very important. Once you understand their position and their opinion, then that's when you can ask questions or will want to ask questions. Hey everybody, don't forget, if you're getting value out of my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notifications every time I come out with something that could be of help to you. and then also hit the like button. Give me a question or a comment. If you got anything you want to ask about our store or the school or whatever, feel free to let me know. And don't forget, our next hands-on training, by the time you see this video, will be October, I think it's October 10th and 11th. Something like that. Yeah, next Monday and Tuesday, October 10th and 11th. And then November, we have one coming up, November 7th and 8th. And then we'll close the year out December 5th and 6th. I think this is our 11th or 12th year of doing the hands-on training right here in Houston. And of course, we also have the online video school with just tons and tons of training information, house washing classes, roof cleaning, property protection, hardscape and concrete cleaning, and free tests after each of those modules, and then a ton of other videos, commercial cleaning. We've got some sales stuff, limited stuff on there, just a lot of stuff. And you can actually go to pressurewashingschool.com and you'll see online school up there. You can actually scroll through. We also now have Pat Clark's Conquer school that he does up in South Carolina. We have that on video, a separate purchase. Wow, what a fantastic thing he's got there. He's allowed us to put it onto our online school, so you might want to check that out as well. You know, the Bible's got over, I think, like 40 verses on listening, and I'm not a Bible scholar or anything, but I do read it. But one of my favorites that I use for my business is, I think it's Philippians 2:4, and it tells us to look not only to our own interest, but to look to the interest of others. And when you're being a good listener, you're looking out for the interest of others, not just your own. And we got to remember that we're in the service business, and the first part of that word is serve. So serve your customers first by being a good listener, by being the last person to speak, and by asking questions. This will help you better understand where they're coming from. So try never to assume, just listen. Just listen to the customer. And that oftentimes is going to help you form the questions that you need to ask to get more information out of them that you may need, or again, like I said before, figure out why they have the opinions that they have. I'll tell you something that I've always done in sales, particularly pressure washing sales. I don't consider myself a salesman. I consider myself more of an educator. I'm educating the customers on the services that we provide, the value that we can provide, why we do what we do, and why we do it the way we do it, that type of thing. I'm not big into sales pitching and trying to be, as a matter of fact, I have a saying, NBC, never be closing. I always want the customer to buy. I'm not there to high pressure them or whatever. But if you're ever in a situation where you're giving a customer a quote verbally, so you're standing in a driveway, you've looked over the house, and you're going to give them the price right then and there, and you say, ma'am, sir, you're looking at $450. The temptation there is to start explaining why it costs $450. But my advice is to give your price and shut up. Because generally, once you do that, the next person that talks usually loses. And so I've seen it a lot of times when I go on sales calls with guys trying to help them with their sales techniques or whatever, they'll give the price and they'll immediately start talking. They're trying to justify that price. And when what they really need to do is just shut up and let the other person talk. I can't tell you how many times I've given a quote verbally to the customer, and I don't say a word, and they just say, great, when can you do it? We'll go right into the scheduling part. Okay, we're done talking. We don't go back talking about the services. We're done. We've closed the deal. So all we have to do is get it scheduled now, and then follow up with all that's involved with that. But had I kept talking, I could have run the risk of blowing the sale by trying to justify something that didn't need to be justified. Sometimes when you give that price, the customer is going to say something like, the price is too, man, that's kind of high, or that price is high. And so again, I'm not going to start justifying the high price. I'm going to ask a question because I want to find out why their opinion is that the price is high. So I'll turn that back into the form of a question and say, that price is high, or the price is too high, or something like that. I want them to explain to me why they think the price is too high. It could be they've never had the service done before, just didn't know what to expect. It could be the last guy did it for half that price, but why aren't we calling him? Well, he's no longer in business, okay? Could be a variety of reasons, but that's the question that's the way I would generally do it, is just throw it back into the form of a question for them. So, once you know why they think something, their objection, the why of their objection, that's when you can answer the objection and turn around and justify what you're doing or how you're overcoming that objection. So just very important, be a good listener. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. I worked for a guy one time many, many years ago in the air conditioning business. He was the license holder. And I was always amazed that when anybody asked him a question, he'd just kind of look at you, not say anything, and then he would answer. So he was taking time to formulate his answer. He wasn't in a hurry, but I could tell he was doing a couple of things. He was listening to me. He heard my question. He listened well, and then he took his time to formulate his answer. So, it didn't have to be quick like you're some quick talking salesperson or whatever. So I hope this has helped you guys. I just want to do a little bit something different. I think listening to customers is very key. Don't interrupt customers, people when they're talking. Let them talk. Be the last person to speak. That's all. That's key. I think is very important. So I hope this has helped you guys, and hope y'all have an awesome day. If I can do anything for you, be sure to email us at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com, or call us through the store 281-612-1223, or through the school 281-883-3630. Y'all have an awesome rest of your day, night, whatever it is.